Not only I was choosing to speak in this conference, and I salute the leaders of the full gospel, asking me to come. I had a complaint, but I didn't want to complain to anybody since 2 days I came here. I had to complain to my family. An issue I've been raising for them, and nobody has given it attention. About the issue of my size. Not only that, all the other speakers are older than me. I don't have a problem with that. I don't want to grow old soon, because if you grow old soon, you die soon. So I don't want to grow old. I just want to be growing small. But every one of them is fatter than myself. And the one that is not fat is taller than me. And when the Ghanaian president of the full gospel came to greet me, his size compounded the problem. I had to call my family. I said, that thing has happened again. They only said to me, take heart. I've decided to take heart. But I'm joyful that I'm here today. He said to Moses, I'm sending you to the nation Egypt. You are going to deliver them. But you don't need a bomb. You don't need a grenade. You don't need AK-47. What do you have? A shepherd's stick. In my village, every walking stick is made from an ordinary tree. So when you see a walking stick, it's an ordinary tree, an ordinary stick from an ordinary tree. And when it was in the hand of Moses, a vagabond wandering in the wilderness with another man's sheep for 40 years, it means that it's an ordinary stick from an ordinary tree in an ordinary man's hand. And a man that doesn't have confidence. Because when he was sent to go, he said, I am slow of speech and slow of tongue. That's the highest degree of stammering. Slow of speech and slow of tongue. When you multiply both of them, that's the highest degree of stammering. But he said, what do you have? He said, I have a stick. He said, drop it. And it turned into a rod of science. No wonder when Moses arrived in Egypt, he was not seen as a security risk. What did you come to do? I have come to deliver Israel. With what? They looked at him. He said, go ahead. Go and see Pharaoh. But by that stick, he troubled their gods. He troubled the waters. He troubled the animals. By the use. And I said, Lazarus was dead 4 days. You are not talking about Renal fellow. Everything has collapsed. That was a complex, complicated, compounded matter. When Lazarus died, I don't know how much you know that problem is too complex. It's not as simple as you think. And he waked up Lazarus. No. I think about 6 problems in one. Number one, he was sick before dying. When a sick man dies, it is not the day he died that he started dying. He has started dying before he finally died. Because when a sick man died, some organs have started packing up. One small. Maybe remain the heart. They will be hungry. So finally, wow, he collapsed. He has started dying. And some of the organs are highly susceptible to bacterial activity. So if I started dying, some have started rotting before he finally died. Not only he died and was dead for 4 days. When a man has died for 4 days, I'm not a doctor. But what they told us and they taught us, every organ would have gone. Not only he was dead for 4 days, he was buried in a cave. When you bury a man in a cave, the heat in the cave increases the rate of deterioration. Not only he was buried in a cave, he was wrapped with a grave cloth. When you cover a wound with a cloth, it increases deterioration. Not only that he was covered with a grave, they locked the cave with a stone, so that if he wakes up, he must suffocate and die again. How many troubles at the same time? Not only that, the sisters have abandoned him. When Jesus said, roll away the stone, he has told him, Oga, he cannot wake up. Our brothers stinketh. I know little English. The little English I know teaches me that stinking is a senior brother to smelling. Before you start stinking, you would have started smelling. And then you now graduate and start stinking. And when you start stinking, it's all over. But Jesus got there. Spoke a questionable English. Because he said, Lazarus, come forth. That's not a correct grammar. In secondary school, class 3, they taught me that if you're going to make a proper English grammar, it has to be a complete sentence. You will say, Lazarus, come out from the grave, full stop. You have to add, you cannot just wake up and say, Lazarus, come forth. From where? That's not wrong grammar. But the Bible said, and he that was dead, he woke up, he stood. Listen. I remember taking a friend to the hospital who was in coma. He was in coma for 3 days and woke up. It took 2 weeks before he can turn his neck. He was in coma. He had not died. He was still in coma. Just 3 days. And he couldn't turn his neck for 2 weeks. He that was dead. Not that he sneezed. No. He stood up. I pity the bacteria because everyone was commanded to recompose what you decomposed. And automatically every part of him started working. Why? He is all powerful. Every fear in anyone is consumed right now in the name of Jesus. Ask of me. That made all my biology teachers liars. Because they told us that a male seed will fertilize the female seed to form a zygote from where you have an embryo. The one that formed Jesus. I don't know where it came. To add to the trouble, that was something they taught us. I remember it. They said that for you to have a male child, a man must donate Y chromosome. and the female S chromosome, and all that women have is SSS all over the place. The Y chromosome that made Jesus a male, where did they come from? Can I hear you shout power? Our God is all powerful. Second proof, not only that he's all powerful, his power has unlimited scope. You know that some of the gods, idols in our villages that are very powerful, once he crosses boundary, it becomes a toy. They can sell it in the market, but in your village it terrifies everybody. Once he crosses boundary, maybe move from Ghana to Nigeria, they will take it to a Jaleba market and then they will be selling it. Because when it leaves your place to another place, it becomes an idol. But our God, his power is unlimited. You know, sometimes traveling on the airports, some of the people will salute as excellencies. The way they search them at times. You know that excellencies have... Once he crosses border, do you know the royal father in your place? If he gets into a city, they will beat him up. House in the motor park, we beat him up. If he's a royal father, he's in your village. Because he has crossed boundary. But our king and our master, he said, am I a God that is near and not a God that is afar? Jeremiah 23 verse 23 and 24. Can anyone hide in a secret place that cannot see him? Do not I feel the heavens and the earth? No matter where you find yourself, he is the governor of the nations. Every word he speaks to you is authentic any day, anytime, anywhere. That's why he said, ask of me. I am the God of all flesh. I don't care the area you are called. Beginning that he's an intercontinental person. He's involved in intercontinental business. Beginning from the Arabians to Gera to the Philistines to Egypt to Babylon, you see his businesses. He has traveled here. He knows everywhere. No matter the nation he sent you, he has worked there before. There's no place he will send you he doesn't know. Which field are you talking about? Is it medicine? He said, I am the God of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? With all due respect to our consultants and professors. You know, when you become a professor or consultant, it means that you have been relegated to know too much about a very small thing. There are many areas you don't need to venture again. They have pushed you and pushed you and pushed you. They say it's just ear, nose, and throat. Ear, nose, and throat. Ear, nose, and throat surgeon. Ear, throat professor. Ear. When it comes to leg, don't go there. When it comes to stomach, don't go there. They have reduced you to one side. But he said, I am the God of all flesh.